Hello, this is Sneakery, the story of sneakers that changed the world. Today, we're introducing the Air Jordan 1, celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. But surprisingly, Michael Jordan himself initially rejected this shoe. He called it the devil's colors and even refused to wear it at first. So how did Air Jordan become an empire? Let's dive into that story together. Nike, the small Oregon running shoe company founded by Phil Knight and Bill Bowerman, was causing a storm in the American market in the late 1970s. With innovative running shoes like the Cortez and Waffle Trainer, Nike had risen to the #1 position in the American shoe market. However, in the global market, especially in basketball shoes, Adidas and Converse were still dominant. Nike had entered the basketball shoe market but was stuck in third place. To become the global #1, Nike needed a strategic decision to dominate the basketball shoe market. They planned an unprecedented, bold project, what would later be called the Jordan Project. In 1984, Nike's attention turned to a young player in the NBA draft. It was Michael Jordan, who had led the University of North Carolina to a national championship. Selected third by the Chicago Bulls, Jordan had amazing talent, but was still an unproven rookie in the NBA. Nike's basketball division head, Rob Strasser, made what seemed like a risky proposal to offer an unprecedented contract to an unknown rookie. Interestingly, Michael Jordan himself actually preferred Adidas over Nike. He had worn Adidas and Converse throughout college and wanted to sign with Adidas after turning pro. The decisive role was played by Jordan's mother, Deloris. "Michael, you should at least listen to their offer." This one sentence would change sneaker history. Nike presented a groundbreaking deal, $2.5 million over 5 years, his own signature line, and royalties based on sales. These were conditions that even NBA superstars like Larry Bird or Magic Johnson hadn't received. After the contract was signed, Nike's creative director Peter Moore began designing shoes for Jordan. He was inspired by Michael Jordan's seemingly airborne playing style. Unlike most basketball shoes of the time, which were conservatively white, Moore boldly proposed a design combining red and black. This reflected the Chicago Bulls' team colors. However, Michael Jordan's reaction to the finished shoe wasn't very enthusiastic. He initially refused to wear it, saying it looked like the devil's colors. In October 1985, when Michael Jordan appeared on the court wearing the Air Jordan 1 black and red, the NBA immediately responded. At the time, the NBA had a rule that players could only wear shoes that matched their uniforms, and Jordan's shoes violated this regulation. The NBA warned they would impose a $5,000 fine per game. This was when Nike's genius marketing shined. They created an advertisement that leveraged this ban, and the prohibited shoe immediately became a symbol of rebellion. An interesting fact is that in actual regular season games, Jordan mainly wore the Chicago colorway that complied with NBA regulations, not the banned black and red, but the power of marketing was already at work. The image of the banned shoe strongly appealed to the public, especially young consumers drawn to rebellious imagery. The Air Jordan 1 sold like hotcakes immediately after its release. On the court, Michael Jordan won Rookie of the Year, raising the shoe's profile. While the Air Jordan 1 was a commercial success, Jordan himself still wasn't completely satisfied. In 1986, Nike released the Air Jordan 2. It was a luxurious design made in Italy, but Michael Jordan wasn't completely satisfied with this shoe either. During this period, other sports brands constantly tempted Jordan to join their brands. This put Nike and Jordan's partnership in crisis. This is when Nike's another design genius, Tinker Hatfield, appeared. Hatfield had already established his position within Nike with the innovative Air Max technology. Hatfield began meeting with Jordan directly to hear his requirements and complaints. Athletes want a designer who truly understands their shoes. This was Hatfield's philosophy. The Air Jordan 3 designed by Hatfield was completely different from before. It featured a visible air cushioning system, luxurious elephant print leather, and most importantly, the Jumpman logo. Michael Jordan's mind changed the moment he saw the Air Jordan 3. This shoe completely captivated him and became the catalyst for redefining his relationship with Nike. The famous Jumpman logo was created based on Jordan's silhouette. Although it looks like a dunk scene, it's said to have been inspired by the ballet move grand jeté, With the success of the Air Jordan 3, the Jordan line began to establish itself as an independent brand within Nike. The Jumpman logo became the symbol of the Jordan brand, and that legacy continues to this day. The success of the Air Jordan 3 paradoxically increased the cultural value of the Air Jordan 1. As time passed, the historical significance of the first model became more prominent. Beyond the basketball court, the Air Jordan 1 began gaining popularity in hip-hop culture and the skateboard scene. The rebellious image and bold colorways captured the hearts of the younger generation. Over time, the Air Jordan 1 was reinterpreted in numerous colorways. Original colorways like Chicago, Royal, Black Toe, and Shadow became like holy grails among sneaker collectors. In the 2000s, Nike continued to release retro versions of the Air Jordan 1. The shoe transformed from a simple functional product into a fashion item and collectible. Recently, through collaborations with high-end fashion brands and influential artists, it has extended its influence to the luxury fashion market. Virgil Abloh's Off-White collaboration elevated the Air Jordan 1 to the center of street fashion. The Dior collaboration was the moment it crossed the wall of high fashion. It was a historic moment when sneakers stepped onto the luxury stage, and Travis Scott. His sense that crosses music and fashion made the Jordan 1 another cultural icon. The Jordan project completely changed Nike's position in the basketball shoe market and global market as they had dreamed. The risky bet on one rookie player was recorded as the most successful partnership in sports marketing history. Today, Air Jordan has grown into an independent brand, generating over $3 billion in annual revenue, and Nike has become the undisputed global #1 sports brand. Whenever new retro releases happen, long lines form worldwide, and vintage models are traded for tens of thousands of dollars in the resale market. Even after 40 years, its popularity shows no signs of waning. The true legacy of the Air Jordan 1 is that it broke down the boundaries between sports, culture, and fashion to become an icon that transcends generations. A single pair of shoes became more than just a product. It became a cultural phenomenon. As Michael Jordan said, the Air Jordan 1 brought success and influence beyond expectations. And that story continues today. The legend that began with the Jordan 1 in 1985 is now alive and breathing in cities around the world. In 2018, commemorating the 30th anniversary of the 1988 Seoul Olympics, the Jordan 3 Seoul was born. After 7 years, in May 2025, the Jordan 3 Seoul 2 shows another evolution with renewed details and sensibility. Jordan has now become more than just a pair of basketball shoes. It's an icon connecting generations and cultures. The same is true here in Seoul. The dream that started in Chicago continues in another form in Seoul. Jordan's journey continues today. The Air Jordan 1 showed how a single shoe can change the history of sports and culture. It was the most important chapter in sneaker history. Stories of legendary shoes that changed sneaker history. See you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed learning about the Air Jordan 1, and subscribe to Sneakery for more stories of sneakers that change the world.